your stuff.
Hello everybody, it's Aaron back from Screen Stars, and I'm here once again to do another review for Geek Legion of Doom, and today I'm here to review the 2019 horror thriller Widow's Point, a film that is directed by Gregory Lamberson and it stars Craig Sheffer, KateLynn E.Newberry and Dominic Luongo. Now this is a film that focuses on Craig Sheffer's character Thomas Livingston, who is an author who decides to spend the weekend locked in a haunted lighthouse at Widow's Point. Now this lighthouse has got a long history of supernatural activity, suicides, murders, you name it, and it has been closed as a lighthouse for many decades. However, he's working on this new book connected to this location, so he wants to spend some time there to research for his book. So he spends the weekend in the lighthouse, and there are some associates that are filming him and recording him to see if there's any supernatural activity going on. And guess what? There certainly is. He spends the whole weekend with some supernatural events that start taking place around him, and they get increasingly more intense as the weekend goes on. If you want to know what happens, you'll have to watch the film. Now, what is my thoughts on Widow's Point? Well, this film actually I think showed a lot of potential. I really liked the setup of the film and the way the film was structured. I thought it was really good. Craig Sheffer is a veteran of the genre now, and he carries this film particularly well. I thought it was a good choice for the lead in this film as this author Thomas Livingston. It's almost structured like an anthology film, this, and I think that's what gives it its strength, because he not only stars in this film, he kind of narrates through the film as well, Craig Sheffer, and essentially you get the story of him going into this lighthouse, and then you get him recounting these tales of these things that have happened over the years at this lighthouse, and then it plays out almost like I say, like an anthology film, all the deaths and suicides and murders, and you get him narrating over the top, and I thought that really worked and helped this film personally. It's a low budget film, that is very clear when you watch the film. It's not ultra low, but it's definitely low budget, and it shows in some of the cast members. I think some of the performances from some of the cast that are not in it, not the main cast, are a little bit below par, a little bit poor here and there, and there's some convenient things that happen in the film. For example, when he gets into this lighthouse, there's this diary that's still there from this little girl that was murdered there in the 30s or something, and he's reading through this diary. All very convenient that this diary was just there for him to find. The lighthouse and the location surrounding it looked the same no matter what the time period, and like I say, when he's recounting these stories from times gone by, the lighthouse looks the same. The inside and the exterior, I mean the shrubs, everything looks exactly the same, so it doesn't feel authentic. You know, when it's trying to tell a story in the past, it doesn't feel as authentic as it could have done. You didn't feel like you were transported into the past. It just looked the same regardless of what time period they were in. And there's some strange things in the film that, for example, because he's getting locked into this lighthouse for the weekend, he's not gonna, almost like Grave Encounters, you know, when they got locked in that location overnight. Well, he gets locked in this lighthouse for the whole weekend. He's not allowed out until after the weekend, so he takes in food and water to last him, and he's got all these bottles of water, and every time he takes a sip from one of them, it tastes like salt water. So begs the question, why didn't he say something? There's people listening to him. They can see him initially, and then they can certainly hear him, but he never says there's something wrong here, the water isn't right, it's salt water. Same with the food, his food goes rotten really quickly, so there's nothing to eat. Same again, you know, my food's gone off, I can't eat, sort of thing. They didn't play on that enough. It was just like, oh, my water, salt water, oh dear, what am I going to do about that? Nothing. So it was things like that. It just didn't play out in like reality. You know, if I was in that location and I'd taken all bottles of water and start drinking them and there was a salt water, you know, you couldn't stand for that. You'd need something to drink. And at the end it goes a little bit mad. It goes a little bit Shining at the end. The ending's a little bit of a cross between The Shining and, I don't know, It, I suppose. You know, the Pennywise film, It. Certainly It Chapter 2. It all goes a bit weird at the end, and I'm not sure how I felt about the ending, if I'm honest. If it really worked, I think parts of it did. The explanation they give for these hauntings at the location just were a little bit odd, but I guess it made sense. So overall, there are problems with this film, but I did like how it was structured. I like the almost anthology approach to it. I thought the casting of Craig Sheffer was a good choice, but there are problems with this film. It's a little bit unbalanced here and there, so because of that I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. But it is definitely, I think, worth a watch. There are some definite high points in the film. So that is my review. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like the video, and of course we will be back with more content on Geek Legion of Doom very soon. Thanks for watching.